All right, so today we're going to be doing a deep dive on, jewelry,
Mhm.
custom jewelry, but not the kind your grandma wears. We're talking about a company called Cbvvs.
Mm.
They just hit this really cool milestone. They shipped their 150th custom piece worldwide,
Why?
and they're really making waves in the custom jewelry scene. So we're going to be looking at their celebratory press release
Okay.
and also their website and kind of seeing what makes this company so special.
I think what's really interesting about them is this, it's not just about the jewelry, it's about the process.
Okay.
Like making the process of designing and creating a custom piece accessible to everyone.
So yeah, for someone like me who maybe isn't dripping in diamonds every day,
Hmm.
what exactly is Cowboy VVS?
So they're all about making your vision a reality.
Okay.
And they really emphasize, this seamless shopping experience. So virtual consultations to doorstep delivery,
Oh.
removing all the friction from the process. And they're very transparent about using the finest materials and providing, expert guidance every step of the way.
I mean, it sounds pretty good so far.
Yeah.
What really caught my eye when I was looking through their materials was this platform
Uh-huh.
they call Cbvvs Customs.
Yes.
And it seems like that's where the magic happens.
That's where they really set themselves apart, I think.
Hmm.
Because this isn't about, picking a pre-designed piece. They're giving you the tools to become the designer yourself.
Really?
You choose your materials, use their interface to kind of map out your design.
So I don't need to be some sort of expert jewelry maker.
Not at all.
Okay.
And you even get to collaborate with expert jewelry engineers.
Hold on, virtually.
Virtually? Yeah.
So like I have my own personal jeweler.
It's kind of like that, but in the digital world.
Okay.
So, these engineers, they work with you to refine your design. Make sure that it's structurally sound.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to create like a really crazy, elaborate ring, it can actually be made.
Right.
And they can even, suggest improvements or variations based on your vision.
So someone like me who can barely draw a stick figure could theoretically design like a custom ring.
Exactly. They've built this platform that caters to all levels.
Okay.
So whether you have like a super clear vision or you just have like a vague idea, the Cbvvs Customs guides you through the whole thing.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of technology, they also have this Cowboy VVS calculator.
Yes.
And it seems like that's a pretty big deal, especially for their app users.
Right.
So can you talk to me a little bit about that? What is that?
Yeah. So, custom jewelry can be a big investment.
For sure.
And often people are hesitant to even, look into it because they don't know what to expect in terms of cost.
Right.
So this calculator basically simplifies that whole process.
Okay.
You can play around with different materials, gemstones, complexities, and see in real time how those choices impact the price.
So it takes the guesswork out of it.
Exactly.
I like that.
Yeah.
What about the person who's maybe not so good at visualizing?
Right.
Like, I need to see it to really understand it.
Well, that's where their 3D CAD generator comes in.
Okay.
So you're not just dealing with, like abstract concepts here.
Yeah.
You get to actually see a three-dimensional model of your design as you're creating it.
Wow.
You can rotate it, you can zoom in, really get a sense of, how this piece will look and feel in real life.
So it really bridges the gap
Exactly.
between imagination and reality.
It does.
Okay, so that's cool. They've got the whole design process figured out.
Right.
But what about the social aspect?
Mm-hmm.
Because jewelry is something you want to show off.
Of course. Yeah.
So did they take that into account?
They did. They actually built that right into their app.
Okay.
So they have these client groups.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a space where, people can connect, share photos of their custom pieces, exchange ideas, offer advice support.
So like a social network for jewelry enthusiasts.
Exactly.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Okay, what about this thing I saw called money games?
Oh, yeah.
What is that?
This is where it gets really interesting. So they've incorporated gamification into the whole experience.
Mm-hmm.
So these money games allow members to participate in different challenges and activities within the app.
Okay.
And by doing that, they can earn rewards, discounts, or even like special access to new designs or features.
So it's not just about buying jewelry, it's like a whole community.
Right. It's a whole ecosystem.
That's really smart.
It is.
So that's great. We've talked about, this blend of technology and craftsmanship they're using to create this custom jewelry experience.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm curious, are they just riding the wave of a trend, or is there something more substantial behind this approach?
Well, I think, what sets them apart is this emphasis on education and transparency.
Oh,
They're not just trying to sell you something.
Right.
They actually want to empower you with the knowledge and the tools to create something meaningful and personal for yourself.
Okay, so it's not just about the bling.
Right.
It's about self-expression
Yes.
and telling your story through a piece of jewelry.
Exactly. So.
But before we dive into that, I'm kind of curious, like,
Yeah.
what stands out to you so far about their approach?
Yeah.
What resonates with you?
Well, I think what's really refreshing is how they're kind of demystifying the whole process. You know, custom jewelry has always felt kind of exclusive.
Yeah.
Like something only for the rich and famous. But Cowboy VVS is making it feel approachable. Like anyone with a creative spark can do this.
Totally. And speaking of pushing boundaries, they've got some pretty ambitious plans for the future that go way beyond jewelry.
Right.
Like they're launching this whole music production arm called Cbvvs Diamond Records. And they even hinted at, you know, expanding into other tech products. So it's like they're building this whole Cowboy VVS universe.
Yeah, it's a bold move, for sure. But it suggests that, you know, they see themselves as more than just a jewelry company, more like a lifestyle brand.
Like a creative hub, connecting people.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've talked about what they do and where they're headed. But, like, who are these people behind Cowboy VVS?
Yeah.
Their website has a little About Us section, which gives us a peek behind the curtain.
Right. They emphasize honesty ethics and client education as core values. They even talk about ensuring ethical sourcing for their materials.
Which is huge.
It is.
Especially in the jewelry industry.
Right. So it seems like they're really committed to building trust and transparency.
And they're not just talking about it. They're actually taking action. Like they offer mentorship opportunities and even like custom jewelry education classes.
Which is really unique.
It is. So they're not just selling products. They're fostering a deeper understanding and appreciation for the craft.
It's like they're saying, we don't just want you to buy our jewelry. We want you to understand it, appreciate it, maybe even learn how to create it yourself.
And that really ties back to their whole mission statement, which is to provide high-quality custom jewelry that allows people to express their style and creativity.
It's about empowerment.
Exactly. So it's not just about the bling. It's about empowering people to tell their stories through wearable art.
I love that.
Okay, so let's say you wanted to design a piece of jewelry using their platform.
Right.
Where would you even begin?
I'd start by spending some time on their website.
Okay.
Especially the Cbvvs customs section. They have, you know, detailed explanations of the process, examples of previous designs.
You can really get a feel for it.
Yeah. And they even have like virtual tours of their workshop.
Oh, wow.
So you can really immerse yourself in their world.
Cool. But what about the design tools themselves? Are they easy to use?
From what I've seen, they've put a lot of effort into making that interface very user-friendly and accessible, regardless of your technical skills.
So it's not intimidating?
Not at all.
That's good.
They offer a range of design templates.
Okay.
Preset options to kind of get you started. But you also have the freedom to customize every little detail. From the shape, the size, the type of metal, the gemstones.
And if you get stuck, they have those expert jewelry engineers to help you out.
It's like having a personal design team at your fingertips.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk practicality.
All right.
Like, what about resizing or repairs?
Yeah.
How do they handle that?
They seem to have like a really comprehensive after-sales service.
Okay.
Their website mentions a lifetime warranty on all their custom pieces.
Wow.
And they offer free resizing and cleaning services.
So it's the whole package.
It is. It seems like they're committed to that holistic experience.
Okay, good to know. Custom jewelry can be a pretty significant investment, though.
Yeah.
So, like, what kind of price range are we talking?
It really depends
on
the complexity of the design, the materials used, the size of the piece.
Right.
But they're very transparent about their pricing.
Oh.
You can get like a rough estimate using their online calculator. And they provide detailed quotes during the consultation process.
So no hidden fees?
No surprises.
Good. So we've talked a lot about the specifics of Cowboy VVS.
Right.
But what does their approach tell us about the bigger trends in the jewelry industry as a whole?
I think they're really at the forefront of this movement towards personalization and individual expression.
Okay.
You know, consumers are no longer satisfied with just following trends.
Right.
They want unique pieces that reflect their own personality and story.
Yeah, makes sense.
And Cowboy VVS is tapping into that. by giving people the tools and the platform to create something truly their own.
Mass-produced jewelry just doesn't have the same appeal anymore.
It doesn't.
People want something special, something with meaning.
Right.
And that's what Cowboy VVS is giving them.
Exactly.
What about the ethical considerations in the jewelry industry? Is Cowboy VVS doing anything to address those?
They are?
Yeah.
They're very vocal about their commitment to ethical sourcing and responsible manufacturing.
Okay.
Their website talks about partnerships with suppliers who adhere to strict environmental and labor standards. And they even offer recycled metal options.
Oh, wow.
For their pieces.
So it seems like they're taking those issues seriously.
Very serious.
Trying to make a positive impact,
Yeah.
which is great to see because it's becoming more and more important for consumers to know where their jewelry is coming from.
Absolutely.
And how it's made.
Transparency is key.
Exactly. But I'm curious to get your take on this. Do you think this level of customization and personalization will become the norm in the jewelry industry?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
It's hard to say for sure, but I definitely think the trend is moving towards more personalized experiences.
Yeah.
And not just in jewelry, but across all sorts of industries. You know, people are craving these unique products that really reflect their individuality.
Yeah.
And technology is making it easier than ever to achieve that.
It really is.
So I wouldn't be surprised if custom jewelry becomes, increasingly popular in the next few years.
I could definitely see that happening. And Cowboy VVS seems like they're in a really good position to capitalize on that trend.
For sure.
They've already got the infrastructure, the technology, and that community to really make this whole personalized approach work. But let's shift gears for a second and talk about you.
Okay.
If you were to design a piece of jewelry
All right.
using Cbvvs customs, what would be your dream creation?
Ooh, it's a fun question. I think I would go for a statement ring.
Okay.
Something bold and eye-catching.
Love it.
I'd play around with different textures and finishes, maybe incorporate some geometric shapes. And definitely choose like a vibrant gemstone as the centerpiece, like an emerald or a ruby.
I can already picture it, a real showstopper.
Yeah.
But what specific features of the platform do you think you'd find most helpful?
For me, it would be the ability to collaborate with those expert jewelry engineers.
Okay.
I have a general idea of what I want.
Yeah.
But I'd love to bounce ideas off of someone with that technical expertise.
Right.
Get their input on the best materials.
Right.
And construction techniques, and just ensure that the final piece is, both beautiful and durable.
Like having a creative partner to guide you through the whole process.
Exactly.
And then, of course, with that 3D CAD generator, you could actually see it take shape in real time.
It would be amazing.
That's so cool. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling super inspired.
Me too.
I might just have to give this a try myself.
You should.
So to anyone listening, if you are also feeling intrigued by what we've uncovered about Cowboy VVS, where should they go to learn more?
Definitely check out their website, cowboyvvs.com.
Okay.
They have tons of information about their process, their values, their products, and their social media channels are also great.
Yeah.
For seeing examples of real-life custom creations.
Cool. We'll be sure to include all those links down in the show notes.
Perfect.
So to wrap things up, what would you say are the key takeaways for our listener to remember about Cowboy VVS?
I think the biggest thing is that they're really pushing the boundaries of custom jewelry.
Okay.
They're blending technology and artistry to create this truly personalized experience.
Yeah.
They're committed to ethical sourcing, transparency, and community building.
For sure.
And I think most importantly, they're not just selling jewelry. They're empowering people to express themselves through wearable art.
Beautifully put. And it's almost like they're giving us a little glimpse into what the future of the jewelry industry might look like.
Yeah.
A future where customization, personalization, self-expression.
Right.
Those are the things that are important.
It's exciting.
It is. And who knows, maybe one day we'll all be designing our own jewelry.
Right.
Creating pieces that tell our own stories and reflect our individual style.
That's a cool thought.
So to our listener, if you're ever feeling uninspired by, the mass-produced jewelry that's out there, remember Cowboy VVS.
Yes.
They are proof that you don't have to settle for ordinary.
Right.
You can create something extraordinary, something that truly reflects who you are.
And sometimes that's the most valuable piece of jewelry you can own.
Absolutely. Well said. And that brings us to the end of our deep dive into the world of cowboy VVS.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for joining us. We'll be back soon with another exciting topic, ready to uncover more hidden gems of knowledge.
Always more to discover.
Until then, keep exploring, keep creating, and keep shining bright.